Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. We didn't film a video yesterday because we were busy editing SeaWorld stuff. And we were running on 3 hours of sleep because something went on sale at midnight, supposedly at midnight, on Sunday night into Monday. And that was Rogue One tickets. Star Wars Rogue One opens in theaters on December 16th. Starts showing actually December 15th at 7 p.m. in some theaters. And as usual, we tried to get tickets. So, as you guys can tell, I'm a moderate Star Wars fan. Just a couple things in the background and around the rest of the house. But, all kidding aside, Rogue One, for those that don't know, is not the next story in the Star Wars saga. It kind of fills a hole in between Revenge of the Sith, which was the last movie of the prequel trilogy. Trilogy, not trilogy. Which is episode 3, and then A New Hope, which is episode 4. There's other activity that's taking place in between those two episodes, so if you watch the Star Wars cartoon show on Disney, Star Wars Rebels, that is also taking place within the same time period, but this movie specifically is about how the plans from the Death Star are acquired by the Rebels, the early onset of Rebels, and stolen so that they eventually, as we see in A New Hope, end up with Princess Leia through the droids, etc. So if you are like me and you stayed up late on Sunday night to try to buy tickets for Rogue One, you probably experienced the same rage and frustration as me. I kind of felt like the guy that was in that old video clip that we saw back when, like the AOL days, where the guy just takes the computer and throws it out the window because he is so fed up with things. It was incredibly frustrating. Second year in a row that Fandango, as well as the independent theater sites like AMC and Regal and so forth, were selling tickets directly. And second year in a row that essentially as soon as the site went on sale, everything crashed. So we were in queue virtually, for 20 minutes at a shot, 40 minutes at a shot. Ended up buying tickets for a show at 7 o'clock, which is way far away from me, just so that I can try to get into a theater, not the showing that I wanted to go to, and then subsequently going back to AMC to try to get the Dolby seating, which I wanted to see the movie in, which was showing is sold out instantly when tickets went on sale, come up and show that it was completely empty. So I now have 2 tickets for the same exact time on that opening night, as well as I've bought tickets in IMAX 3D for the following day, because I anticipate, as with most Star Wars movies, I'll probably go to see it, somewhere between like 3 to 4 times over the first opening weekend or so. So that is Rogue One, and we are set with tickets, and I am psyched. Psyched especially to see this guy. And I know some folks have also asked about Star Wars Celebration coming back to Orlando, and that happens in April of next year. We will be at Star Wars Celebration every day, all day. We've gone to the last 3 celebrations, the last 2 in Orlando and the last one in Anaheim. This will be no different. I'm very much looking forward to Celebration coming back to the Orlando area instead of having to travel out to California, although I did love going to Disneyland instead of going to Disney World for after hours and days off type events. But Orlando, we will be there. Hopefully, if you guys want to go, it will be great to see some of the Cheap Seat Nation out there, meet folks along with the folks that I'm normally friendly with from the Star Wars Florida fan base, as well as the folks that we've made friends with over the last 10 years or so of going to the events, going to the Star Wars events and meeting everybody from overseas, etc. as well. So really cool time going to Star Wars Celebration. It's a little bit pricey. Right now, tickets are still available. I would suggest that if you are on the fence and thinking that you are probably wanting to go to Star Wars Celebration, and especially if you're looking at like the Saturday type ticket, Saturdays sell out quicker than the other days. And although the tickets are all available now, they will sell out as we get closer to that date in April, which is going to rapidly approach. If you're looking for 4-day passes, those sell out kind of next after the Saturday individual days. And once they're sold out and they're at capacity, you're stuck unless you're looking to scalp a ticket to get into the event. If you guys are curious what happens at Star Wars Celebration, check out the playlist that I am linking above. That's our videos from Star Wars Celebration Anaheim. We had an amazing time while we were out there, and you should check out some of the little things that we were able to see. Star Wars lasers on a house. We're going to take a quick break from Star Wars to get some dinner at Goodfellas. That's what's left of a Caesar salad. Chicken with mozzarella and mushrooms and ham and spinach. I couldn't even finish half of this. Dinner was great. There's like all kinds of potato chips on the floor. We're going to Target to see what kind of Star Wars stuff they get. Target! I saw this guy and I thought it was Bistan. It's not. There's a Yeti in my spaghetti. Alright, so we're back home. What I thought, since we're doing this little Star Wars thingy here today, I'd show you a couple things that I got recently. I haven't gone, like, since we did the midnight release for the initial wave of stuff that's related to Rogue One, I haven't really picked up all that much Rogue One stuff from the stores as far as like the 6-inch figures go. But I think most of that's because everyone's always hounding me, like, can we see your stuff? And I can't even show you my stuff because it's literally like everywhere. We need like a full month to just clean out everything and reorganize all of the stuff that we have. So I've been holding off for the most part with a lot of the Rogue One toys or figures and stuff that we want, for the most part. What I did get recently though, I picked up this hat at Disney Springs when we were there last week. Rogue One. I don't like snapback hats at all for the most part, but I did pick this up mainly for the reason that it has the artwork on the brim, which I'm not a giant fan of, but it has Bistan, and I could not pass up a hat with my spirit animal on it. Non-Rogue One related, I picked this up about 2 weeks ago. I haven't opened it up yet. I want to be able to spend a night watching this. This is the Force Awakens collector's edition now. People were kind of upset that I think when Force Awakens first came out, there was multiple versions of it released for home viewing at different stores, and you had different bonus content on it depending whether you went to Target or you went to Best Buy or Walmart, etc. But the one key thing for me that they did not release when the movie initially came out was a version in 3D. And I needed to pick this up. We do have a 3D TV and a 3D Blu-ray player, and for as much as the format is I think kind of DOA at this point, I want to be able to get what I can get in 3D while it's still out there. The other, like Phantom Menace, was released in the theaters, at least in 3D. We were able to catch at Celebration in the past Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. I really wish all of those movies, as well as the initial 3 movies, would get released on 3D Blu-ray. This was a must-have for me, so I'm really looking forward to spending a night at some point just watching this in 3D. 3D! Back to Disney Park stuff. We picked up these ears at the Hollywood Studios. I'm not sure. At some point, I'm sure Mary or Jesse will end up wearing them. But what they do is they light up and they flash. These are probably the coolest ears that I have ever seen. They were a must-buy. The other ears that we picked up were these ridiculous Death Star ears. I love the Death Star. I love that Rogue One is all about the Death Star, because we're all about Death Star here. We got Death Star. We got Death Star. And these ears are amazing. I think they're going to probably live on the Stormtrooper's head behind me, but amazing. Target has a bunch of brand new shirts for Rogue One that came out this week, with the proceeds going to charity. I think it goes for Force for Change. But aside from those shirts, I haven't been able to find those shirts at the Targets by me. I did find this shirt, which is Rogue One related. Again, the artwork, not the greatest shirt in the world, but again, it features the star of the show. So we needed to go all in on Bistan. And then lastly from Target, in the stocking stuffer section, they have these Force Awakens toothbrushes that light up. And they're in either Rey or Kylo Ren. And it has a little switch to try here. So we can try here.
That weapon is mine.
That's amazing. Let's see what Rey's does. Oh, Kylo Ren is still talking. It just keeps going.
Get ready!
Oh yeah. He's a...
We will destroy the Resistance and the Last Jedi.
It's still going. Oh god. I don't know if they just keep cycling through. Like, how do you shut it off? Oh boy, I pressed it twice. It's still blinking.
We're not done yet.
It doesn't really sound like Rey. So in any event, that is what's shaking with new Star Wars stuff in the Cheap Seats house. Well, we're going to keep the video short for tonight, considering it's 10 o'clock already and just finishing editing the video that we shot on Sunday. So just trying to keep up with things and also trying to get you guys some content at least on a daily basis or every other day as much as we can, and just running out of time a little bit. But so hopefully longer videos again later in the week. On that note though, thank you for all of your likes, thank you for your comments, thank you for your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.
You have failed me for the last time.